Hi everyone, for this video we're going to be looking at multiplying involving indices. This is part of algebra in first year maths. Just a little reminder of some things that we've already looked at. So when you're adding an unknown value like x plus x, you will get 2x, x plus x plus x, you will get 3x. 2x plus x will also give you 3x. However, these are all adding. What happens when we start multiplying it? So when we have an x multiplied by another x. So when we're multiplying two x's, it will become x squared. So we will have an indice here. It'll be to the power of 2. If we have x multiplied by another x multiplied by another x, we will get x cubed. So we have 3 x's multiplying by it. So that's one of the first rules that we should know. X multiplied by x will give us x squared. What happens now if we have something like 2x multiplied by 4x? Here we should first of all multiply the numbers together. So we have 2 multiplied by 4, that will give us 8, and then we multiply the x's together. X by x will give us x squared. The next example we could have is something with, for example, 3x cubed multiplied by 5x squared. And what will that give you? Well, here we multiply the 3 and the 5, that will give us 15. However, we should add the x squared and the x cubed, so it should be x to the power of 5. X multiplied by x just means that when you have x squared, it just means that you're multiplying it 2 times. Here we've multiplied the x 3 times, and we've multiplied it an additional 2 times. So altogether we've multiplied it 5 times. These are like terms, so we're both using x in this example. If it was unlike terms, so for example, 2x multiplied by 6y. Here we have unlike terms. We have an x and we have a y. So we do what we did before. We multiply the 2 and the 4, or 2 and the 6, should I say, which would give us 12. And then x multiplied by y will give us xy. So there are some of the basic rules. When we're looking at examples for this, let's have a little look at this question. So similar to one of the previous videos, we have to first of all remove the brackets that we've done before and then simplify. So with the long sum like this, I would break it up. So what we have here is I'm going to start in this part of the sum, and then I'll look at this part of the sum. The 2x is multiplied by what's in the brackets. So it's multiplied by the x and the plus 4. Now we have, rather than just 2 by itself, which we've had in the previous examples, in the previous video, we have 2x multiplied by everything in the brackets. So we need to multiply the 2x first of all by the x, which will give us 2x squared. X by x is 2x squared. And then we need to multiply 2x by 4, which would give us 8x plus 8x. That we have now removed the brackets for the first part of the sum. Let's do it for the second part. So in the second part we have plus 5x multiplied by everything in the brackets, which is 2x minus 1. We do the same thing here. We multiply the plus 5x by 2x. So 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. That would be plus 10. And x multiplied by x is x squared. Then we multiply the plus 5x by negative 1. And we have a plus and a minus here. So plus multiplied by a minus is a minus. So plus 5x multiplied by minus 1 will give us minus 5x. So now we've done the first part, which is remove the brackets. The next part that we need to do is to simplify each. A reminder, when we're simplifying, we put like terms together. So we put the 2x squared and the 10x squared side by side. And then we put the plus 8x minus 5x side by side. 2x squared plus an additional 10x squared will give us 12x squared. Plus 8x minus 5x. So 8 minus 5 will give us plus 3x. Now we have simplified the sum. And that's our answer. Let's have a look at the next example. So here, I would again break it up. I would do following bird mass, whatever is in the brackets first. So we have two brackets to deal with. We have the first one, and then the second one. And then we have an additional number, additional expression at the end. So let's look at the first, what we have in red. So we have x multiplied by x plus y. So we do what's in the first. So we multiply the x by whatever is in the brackets. So we multiply by the first x by x equals x squared. And then we multiply it by the second number, second letter. So we get x multiplied by plus y, which will give us plus x times y. Then we'll have a little look at the next sum. So here we have plus 3x, and that is multiplied by everything, or multiplied by everything in the bracket. So that's multiplied by 4x minus 3y. We do the same rule again. We multiply the number in front by the first in the bracket. So that would be plus 3x multiplied by 4x. 3 by 4 is 12. So we have plus 12. And x by x is x squared. So we get 12x squared. Then we multiply the plus 3x by the 3y. So plus 3 multiplied by minus 3, we have a plus and a minus. That will give us minus 9. And we have an x here multiplied by a y. So it would be minus 9xy. We can't forget about our additional number here at the end. We also have a plus 2xy. I'll do it in blue. Plus a 2xy. So the next job is putting all the like terms together. Well, we have an x squared here, and we have another x squared here. So we put x squared plus 12x squared. Then we have, similarly, we have plus 1xy minus 9xy plus an additional 2xy. So we put them side by side. So let's add the like terms together. X squared plus 12x squared. So if I have 12 of something and I add an additional 1, I'll have 13x squared. Here we have plus x squared, which is the same as writing plus 1x squared, minus 9x squared plus 2x squared. So when we look at this, we could rearrange this as minus 9x squared, and we have a plus 1x squared and a plus 2x squared. So that would be plus 3x, sorry, xy, not x squared, xy. So we have 13x squared minus 9xy plus 3xy. So we can still simplify it even further. 13x squared minus 9xy plus 3xy. That would be minus 6xy. Now we have simplified that as well, and that is our answer.